Excuse me?
Oh my god.
The movie begins in a peaceful neighborhood, where a soldier named Ray Francis returns home after many years. He has been eagerly awaiting this moment to reunite with his girlfriend Kelly and start a new chapter of life with her. At a quiet park, with leaves gently rustling in the breeze, Ray kneels down and proposes to Kelly, asking her to marry him. Overjoyed, the couple celebrates the moment, full of hope and excitement for the future. However, their happiness is quickly interrupted when a group of rowdy young men starts harassing Kelly. Ray immediately steps in to defend her, unwilling to stand by as she is being bothered. In the chaos that follows, a fight breaks out. During the scuffle, one of the young men is accidentally injured with a sharp object and collapses. Within days, Ray finds himself facing serious charges in court, despite the fact that he was only defending Kelly and himself. Although he receives a harsh sentence, his expression of remorse and confession lead to a reduced penalty, granting him early release. Ray's problems, however, are far from over. The young man who died during the altercation was the son of Harvey, a powerful government official. Overcome with anger and grief, Harvey decides to take revenge, using his influence and wealth to make Ray's life miserable. He bribes Jack, the warden of the prison where Ray is sent, to ensure that his stay is unbearable. Soon, Ray becomes a target within the prison. Rico, a cruel and spiteful prison guard, takes an immediate dislike to Ray and seeks every opportunity to harm him. On top of that, Ray faces hostility from other inmates, particularly a gang led by Mason, a powerful figure within the prison. Tensions rise, but fortunately, another guard, William, steps in to prevent the situation from escalating further.
Oh. That's what I thought.
During his time at the prison's library, Ray finds a small sense of peace. There, he meets David, an older inmate who manages the library. Despite Mason's group constantly mocking him, Ray finds solace in this place. He remains calm, refusing to let them get to him. However, Rico is determined to make Ray's life even harder. He searches Ray's belongings and deliberately mishandles personal items, including photos of Kelly, in an effort to provoke him. Even in the restroom, Ray finds no peace, as he is constantly harassed. When one inmate tries to push him too far, Ray fights back, only to be punished further.
Pathetic weak cunt.
It doesn't take long for Ray to realize that all of these hardships aren't coincidental. Jack, the head warden, has orchestrated this torment. He has created a system where justice is absent and cruelty reigns. Ray finds himself trapped in a cycle of violence and suffering, with Jack pulling the strings behind the scenes. One day, Ray shares a meal with David and a young inmate who seems far too young to be in prison. Their conversation shifts to the library, where other prisoners are causing a disturbance. David opens up about his past, revealing that 15 years ago, he and his younger brother robbed a store, resulting in someone's death. David was caught, but his brother died. He confesses that he had hidden the stolen money, and no one ever found it. Kelly surprises Ray with an unexpected visit, brightening his spirits. Despite Rico's attempts to aggravate Ray during the visit, Ray stays calm, not wanting to ruin the moment with Kelly. Shortly after, the young inmate gets into trouble, as other prisoners begin bullying him, but Ray steps in to defend him. William, the guard who had helped earlier, also arrives to control the situation. As the pressure mounts, Ray's anger builds, and when another inmate attacks him, Ray fights back fiercely. Rico, always appearing when Ray is in danger, returns once again, this time with Jack. Jack, who has been bribed to make Ray's life difficult, takes a stick and viciously beats him. Afterward, Rico and his gang meet in a room, discussing how the senior warden has decided to stay out of their cruel behavior to avoid further complications. Meanwhile, William, who has long suspected that Rico and Jack are mistreating Ray, begins to piece together the extent of their corrupt actions. Meanwhile, the honest senior warden, who had warned his fellow staff not to follow Rico's lead blindly, also decided to distance himself from the situation. Despite this, Rico and Jack continued to scheme. During a room search, Rico and his group found a knife, which they later used to frame a prisoner for a murder. Rico killed the top warden, making it look like the prisoner had committed the crime.
What have you done, son?
As these events unfolded, David visited Ray. Although they had grown apart, David now had a deeper understanding of Ray. Known for his bravery as a soldier, Ray saw his time in prison as a chance to atone for the accidental death of a young man he had caused in the past. The growing bond between Ray and David irritated Mason and his gang, who didn't like seeing Ray develop friendships. Things escalated when Mason and his crew attacked someone in the shower and tried to blame Ray's group, but Ray was determined to clear their names, proving Mason's gang was responsible. Kelly returned to visit Ray, but Rico and his men subjected her to a humiliating and invasive search, forcing her to remove her clothes. This was part of their cruel strategy, designed to mess with Ray's mind and break him down. Mason and Rico teamed up, planning to eliminate both David and Kelly, hoping to push Ray over the edge into a violent outburst. Ray felt utterly devastated by the relentless cruelty he faced. Isolated and struggling to cope with the constant pressure, he felt trapped in a never-ending nightmare. Williams eventually managed to get Ray out of solitary confinement and questioned him about what had been happening. But Ray, having lost faith in everyone around him, remained silent, refusing to reveal anything. The following day, Ray returned to his routine, only to discover that Mason had tried to convince the young inmate to kill him. When the boy refused, Mason injured himself to set Ray up. This infuriated Ray.
I'll make it up to you, I swear.
The next day, Mason's gang confronted Ray, demanding answers. Relying on his military training, Ray assessed their combat skills and knew he could take them on. He quickly overpowered Mason, putting him on the defensive. Enraged, Ray considered killing Mason, but a glance from David stopped him from going through with it. Suddenly, Mason tried to stab Ray from behind, but David, with lightning reflexes, shielded him, saving Ray's life at the cost of his own injury. In the aftermath, Williams took Ray, still in handcuffs, to Jack's office for a conversation. During their talk, Jack explained his actions and revealed how much money he had been paid to torment Ray. However, Jack was unaware that Ray had been secretly recording the conversation, which gave Williams the evidence he needed to arrest Jack and his accomplices, exposing their bribery scheme.
Cuff the warden.
Meanwhile, David was in critical condition from the stab wound. In his final moments, he entrusted Ray with a heartfelt request to find the hidden money from the robbery long ago and give it to his daughter. Kelly was there when Ray was finally released from prison, and after reuniting, they followed David's instructions, delivering the letter and the money to his daughter. In the end, as Ray finally gains his freedom, Williams welcomes a new prisoner into the facility, revealed to be the mastermind behind all the chaos. With that, the film draws to a close. End the movie. Thank you for watching this recap. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. I always love hearing from you, so feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts or suggestions for future content. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.